name is Amanda Haas. I also go by Jedimanda on the interwebs. And I am here as a part of the Trunk Show to show you guys a bit on what cosplay is and to tell you about my new book, Creative Cosplay. I've been a cosplayer since 2012 and I've been sewing since even longer. Cosplay really kind of got my attention when I was in college and studying a fine arts degree and realizing that I didn't really like what my models were wearing, as weird as that may sound. So I talked with my mentor and basically she kind of said, why don't you make your own outfits for your models? And I was like, okay, that's not a bad idea. So I signed up for some sewing courses at my college and I took costume design first, I took sewing classes next, and then I completely fell in love with just making costumes. And then from that kind of started my career within costuming in general. I started working for our local ballet, the Louisville Ballet, as well as being a tailor's apprentice, working in wedding alterations, pretty much any sewing job I could get. But while I was doing that, I was diving into this very crazy world called cosplay. And long story short, for those of you who do not know what cosplay is, it is basically a combination of role-playing and costuming. However, a lot of more modern takes on the term is basically costumes that you create and wear them outside of Halloween. And especially wearing them to something called a convention, which usually is kind of like a comic book convention. If you're familiar with San Diego Comic-Con, that's one of the biggest conventions out there. But basically we're adults ranging in all ages wearing costumes that we've made. So I am here showing you two examples of costumes that I have made slash purchased slash thrifted. This one here is a fairly new cosplay of mine. It is Yennefer Vengerberg from the series The Witcher off of Netflix. I created this costume completely from scratch using silk dupe peony and over 200 yards of rope trim. Woo! She weighs about 30 pounds, I'm not gonna lie, maybe about 30 pounds when I wear, but it is one great example of a cosplay that is made completely from scratch that mostly I cover in my brand new book that I recently published with C&T Publishing. Now what I am wearing, if you guys are familiar, I am missing my glasses though. They are prescription and I have my contacts in and it's very blurry if I wear them. But I am wearing what's called a closet cosplay, which basically means a costume that you threw together from pieces in your closet. Sometimes you buy them directly off the rack or you thrift them. This is Evie from The Mummy, if you guys are familiar. But these are two great examples of cosplay, both that I cover here in my book. Within this book, I cover how to get into cosplay, what is cosplay, how to research your costume, like really how to research it, kind of like using Google, but also learning how to make a mood board on Pinterest. I also teach you how to use social media, the good and bad of social media, and then the bulk of the book is how to make your costume. I start by basically telling you how to sew, what is a sewing machine, all the way up to giving you definitions on how to pick out the differences between linen and cotton, chiffon, and organza. I poured so much information that I have learned over the past 8 years into this book. It's a great companion book if you are ever interested in costuming on your own outside of Halloween. I made this book as if you are very interested in getting into cosplay, how to start, where to start, what to do if you get in it, and what an average day is like for a cosplayer at a convention, if that's what you're into, or that's what you want to as your goal, is to eventually take your costume to a convention floor. I talk about that extensively because a lot of people really don't understand what a day in the life of a cosplayer is at a convention. Long story short, it's really hot and you need to drink water a lot, but it's a great time. Within the book, I also touch all on sewing basics, hand sewing, and then I get into embellishments and how to embroider and how to take your cosplays up to the next level by making not just a ball gown, but like a royal ball gown with uses of trims and brocades and glitter, maybe not glitter, but rhinestones and beading, all that fun stuff that takes you 9 months to create. Fun fact, one of my costumes in this book, actually, my Queen Amidala costume that is right here, this costume actually took me 9 months to make. And the reason I say it took me 9 months to make is that I also am a cosplay competitor. Within costuming and cosplay, we have what's called cosplay competitions that happen at these conventions that you can enter your costume. Now, it does have to be made by you. There is a percentage. I've seen some cons use 70% made by you to 100% absolutely has to be made by you. You can enter these costume contests and you can win money, win prestige, win sponsorships, win really big things, actually. It's a pretty big prestigious event within our community. I talk about that a lot towards the back of the book and what to expect when you're on stage twirling about and, you know, performing for judges, even taking you what pre-judging is, and also telling you what the different levels of skill that you'd want to enter in for a competition. It's a lot, but it's really cool. So if you've ever been to a convention and you just happen to browse past a giant room with tons of people watching costumes cross the stage, that's a cosplay contest. Besides the words that I say, one of the things I want to touch on in this book is the art. It's not just me in this book, thank goodness. I actually included a lot of my friends, their amazing costumes, and all of the work, photography work, is done by my really good friend Alexandra Lee Studios. We combined our efforts to make a beautiful book here with tons and tons of costumes from all types of genres. Personally, I mostly do film and TV costumes, but a lot of my friends do exclusive video games. They go through all kinds of different medias, even create their own Dungeons & Dragons character and wear that from scratch. Unoriginal design is a cosplay, believe it or not. This book was so much fun to create, and finally, now that it's out and into the public, I'm so excited to promote it everywhere and to show you guys really what cosplay is. So thank you for watching this little trunk show and seeing two costumes here in the virtual flesh, I would say. I really do appreciate it. If you would like to follow me and all of my costuming journeys, I am Jedimanda across all social media, especially YouTube. I create tutorials every week about costuming, sewing, anything on my YouTube channel, and that's kind of where I'm heading right now in 2020. I'm putting a lot of effort into it. But if you would like to follow me, also definitely check out my website, www.jedimanda.com. And thank you so much for watching my little trunk show. I really do appreciate it.